Hypi to-do app series. If you've been following along, we've been creating a to-do app which is trying to reproduce a simple to-do app that's based on one that was created in code by a user on GitHub. So in the previous video, we created a to-do item component, which is over here. And in this video, we're going to look at actually using that to-do item component. So to use a to-do app, any component after you've created it, it's the same as how you would use one of the built-in widgets. You simply drag that onto the canvas, and then that component will be added to the screen. In this case, our to-do item shows up. However, as a user, you need to be able to create to-do items. So there was one aspect of the UI that I neglected up to this point, and that's at the very top. Nope, at the very bottom, you have a button to be able to create to-do items. You can do this by using the floating action button, which is here. All right, so if we want to do that, if we want to add a, it's not enabled, so let's enable that quickly. Floating action button, and then floating action button. You can drag a floating action button onto the screen, and that places it down here. Inside that, let's put an icon. Let's drop that here, and I believe it was a plus, or maybe it was add. Yeah, that's it. Or is it? It's white. Yeah, something like that. And okay, so now we have our floating action button with some icon that will allow us to give the user some option to create a to-do item. Did I miss? So we need to show the dialog next when the user clicks on this. What else is here? Search, we'll come back to search after we've actually gotten to the point where we're creating them. So on the floating action button, if you select the screen, there is a property, this one, and we want it center dot. Yeah, I think that matches what they have on GitHub. So now our floating action button is in the center as it is in the original on GitHub. What else do we need here? I think for now that's it. So we have the UI reproduced. We have our button that we're going to use to create to-do item. And now the next thing that we need is this UI that lets the user enter a title and a description and then press save. So again, we'll go back to components and we'll create a component. This time we'll call this one create to-do item. We will set the width to be percentage, reset the color on that, and we need a column, and inside the column we need a text field. Well, we need two text fields and a button. So we'll add a text field here and column. That was actually right. Okay. So we need a text field, and we need a second text field for the description, and I think there was a button. Looks like an elevated button. So drop that there, and this elevated button, we need it to save the to-do item. We should probably put title and description. Okay. So now we have our two text fields, and I mean, we could customize this later, but for now, let's forget it. So we have the essential pieces of this UI. We have a title, we have a description, and we have our elevated button that will be used. When the user presses that, it will then create the to-do item. So that, I think, reproduces the next aspect of the UI. We have our button to create, which will show a dialog, and in that dialog we have title, description, save. I don't think I've missed anything else. That's it. Yeah, that's it. All right, so with that being finished, we can now move on to actually making it do something. And to do that, we'll need to move over to the logic panel. And in the logic panel, we'll have the ability, or we'll create the ability for the user to click on this. And once they've clicked on this, we will show the dialog. And in the dialog, they will get the component that we've just created. And on that component, we'll need some further action that handles the user clicking save. So we'll put that into the next video and explain how you build out that logic as I just described.